This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Introduction. In the recent past, owing to advances in technology-oriented forms of communication such as email, mobile phones, and short messaging services, the idea that face-to-face communication was increasingly becoming irrelevant had gained much currency. Today, however, many of these predictions regarding the irrelevancy of face-to-face communication in the contemporary world have begun to fade away as people realize that it is difficult, if not impossible, to replace face-to-face communication with any other form of communication. It is argued in this paper that personal face-to-face communication is better than any other type of communication, particularly in light of engaging with others and observing verbal and nonverbal behavioral styles, occurrence in real time as opposed to non-synchronized time, and its capacity to provide human contact among communicators. Understanding the superiority of face-to-face communication. Extant literature demonstrates that face-to-face communication is better than any other type of communication as it provides the capacity to engage with others and observe important verbal and nonverbal behavioral styles during communication. Many assiduous managers always encourage employees to engage others on a personal level while communicating, not only to strengthen organizational culture but also to spur creativity and innovation. Additionally, communication experts have always stressed the importance of observing verbal and nonverbal cues while communicating to rightfully interpret the meaning of the message being communicated. Lastly, within this context, scholars believe that socially interactive technologies, e.g., the Internet, mobile phones, social networking sites, and instant messaging, will never act as a replacement for face-to-face communication due to their failure to elicit emotions associated with nonverbal cues. Face-to-face communication occurs in real time, hence, it is a critical communication tool in situations and contexts where decisions need to be made quickly. Unlike other types of communication, which occur in non-synchronized time formats, face-to-face communication ensures that the message is received in the intended context and content. Additionally, any clarifications that may be needed are provided in real time. This is not the case in other forms of communication, such as email, owing to the fact that the sender may not be there in real time to provide clarifications to the receiver, leading to ambiguity and misinterpretation of the message. Lastly, due to the fact that face-to-face communication occurs in real time, communicators put more thought into what they say than they would when communicating using other modes such as email or mobile phones. The third reason deals with the provision of human closeness and contact among communicators. Available literature demonstrates that being physically close brings into play in a robust way all of the senses: sight, sound, smell, and touch. Moreover, personal face-to-face communication enables humans to achieve the primitive need for contact in line with scientific findings that people are social creatures that should not be allowed to live in isolation. Lastly, research demonstrates that the human contact occasioned by face-to-face communication provides an enabling environment for people to develop substantial exchange relationships among themselves. Of course, critics often argue that it is just a matter of time before socially interactive technologies replace face-to-face communication as the dominant mode of communication. Indeed, extant literature demonstrates that in 2005, more than 21 million adolescents between the ages of 12 and 17 had access to and routinely used the Internet. But in view of the many values of face-to-face communication, as discussed above, it is difficult to foresee a scenario where this form of communication will ever become irrelevant. Conclusion. In conclusion, it is evident that face-to-face communication will rule the world scene for years due to the stated strengths of engaging with others, employment of verbal and nonverbal behavioral cues, occurrence in real time, and provision of human contact and closeness among communicators. No other form of communication can be as clear and understandable as face-to-face communication. Did you like this face-to-face communication? Why it is better than other types of communication sample? To get more works like this one, make sure to check out the free database of academic paper examples at ivypanda.com. You will find thousands of samples for all your study needs without even having to register.